Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another KPC live. Today is Friday, December 20th in Korea right now, Seoul. And yeah, say hello in the chat so that I can know you guys are here. It's going to be a fun one today because we have a lot of tea. Mostly K-pop related today. You know, we bounce back between Korean society, K-pop, and just Korean news in general. I did add a bit of societal news at the end of the stream, so if you're interested in more of that, please tune in until the end. But we'll be talking mostly about, as you can see in the title, IU NewJeans being canceled, and NewJeans just attempted to change their name to NewJeans. So is that legal? Let's talk about that. And then also K-pop being discriminated from award shows and such. Moreover, we have news about, as I said, Korean society, like people living alone, getting benefits from marriage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, everything's pretty much the same, because the agendas in Korea don't really switch that fast. But yes, so we are going to be talking about that today in today's live stream. And I apologize for not being able to do the live streams on regular times because this week and until next week, it's going to be very, very, very crazy and busy for me. I'm preparing SeoulCon. It's like a huge creator festival event that Piroso is participating as well, so need to prepare for that. I actually only slept 4 hours today, so I might be a little bit glitchy, but I hope you understand. But before we go on, let's just do a quick round of greetings. Hand Painted Paints, hello. Travis, hello. Jewel, hello. Harleen, hello. Daja Hao, hello. Toyland, hello. It's Friday, yes it is. Miso Soup, hello. David and Toppings, yes. Melanie, Anna, and I are both very busy with our own schedules, so we decided to do separate streams until the end of the year. And I think Anna is too busy to even do streaming nowadays. Yeah, hello Chad Gutilban from the Philippines. Chai Mei, hello. Asha, Nadine from San Diego. H. Sid, finally in Korea for the first time ever. Graduation gift for myself. I was afraid the plane would crash on the way. Okay, congratulations on the graduation and your trip. Hope you have a wonderful time. You can ask questions in the chat if you need some advice here. Navneet, hello, good to see you. And yeah, everybody is, June from Australia. Kelly, hello. Hello, Fortiand. And Michelle, MJ, the Bard, 5 a.m. Oh my gosh. Lynn from Florida. Sarita from Florida. Is that the Jamaican flag? Yeah, anyways, a lot of people already watching, 150 in the chat. I see those likes going up, so please smash that like button before we go on. That's the least you can do for me. It would really help the chat and the stream. Nick Hill, hello from New York. Yes, USA is well represented. So let's go straight on because we are on a time constraint today because I can only stream for an hour and a half, I guess. So let's go on, straight on in. Hello. So probably, everybody's bored of martial law and stuff, but it's all interconnected. So it's inevitable to point out this news. It's all going to lead up to IU and NewJeans being canceled. So first of all, websites help protesters find prepaid meals, drinks, and bathrooms. So this all happened during the martial law protest and impeachment protests. The president is officially impeached by the National Assembly. We are waiting for the Constitutional Court to make the final rule. So until then, we will continue to have protests. In the meantime, there were massive protests, as you've seen. And because the protests were huge, there were like 200,000 people assembled in Yeouido for the impeachment protest and stuff. this is a map of Yeouido, and you can see all these cafes and restaurants all over here. And the reason this is happening is because during these protests, the whole area basically gets paralyzed because there's so many people, so much traffic. You know, the nearby adjacent business owners, they are basically getting terrorized because normally they would just have a nice business day and people would just come in and, like, buy some coffee or have a meal or something like that. But if you're doing protests and the whole place is blockaded, then nobody's going to come to your place, and the whole place is loud, so who wants to go? And also, you can't even if you were to say that the protesters could be consumers, if they are flocking your cafe, using all the restrooms, ordering 100 coffees at once, like, you can't really keep up to that, right? The capacity, it's overload. So what people are doing, like these websites or organizations they are prepaying for the coffee and restaurants and the facilities. So that the businesses that are nearby the protest area, that they don't get terrorized or they don't, suffer from, sales loss and such, and people can just freely use the restrooms, even though it is a private restroom. These organizations are negotiating and just coordinating with these businesses, paying upfront for the fees for the protesters. And because of this, it's like, for example, I will pay for 1,000 cups of coffee for all the protesters who come and say my name, or say I'm from this organization, I'm from this website. And if you just say the name, then you'll just get a coffee. So these business owners, they can prepare in beforehand. So they're just pumping out coffee, pumping out sandwiches, rice, and all that kind of stuff, so that they can serve the protesters. So it's a win-win situation. The business owners are getting bombarded with sales and money from prepaid, payments, and the protesters are getting free meals. So everything's just a win-win situation. So I think like BBC, CNN, they all kind of spotlighted this phenomenon and said that Korean democracy is on another level, besides the K-pop light sticks that we're using. But other than that, so this is what happens during K-protests. It's very peaceful and playful as well. However, there is some controversy, because if there is political views clashing, it always ought to bring some kind of controversy, right? So if you look at this, you look in the title, and I said IU and NewJeans is canceled. That is somewhat true to an extent. This is not clickbait. So consumers are divided over Yoon's impeachment. And what this means is, okay, this is one of the people from the ruling party, from the president's side. So IU was one of the biggest figures. IU is one of the biggest celebrities in Korea, right? And she was brave enough to voice her opinion and stance about the impeachment, the martial law. Obviously, she was on the opposing side. She wanted the president to be impeached. She never really directly said that, but the fact that she supported the protesters and made a prepaid plan for like thousands of people. I don't know how many people it was, but it was like in the hundreds and thousands. So she prepaid for meals and coffees for her fandom, Yuena, who went there. So all you had to do was go to one of these coffee trucks or restaurants and say that I am part of the IU fandom, and then you would be granted a free coffee or a heat pack or a warm meal and stuff like that. So people were in general rooting for IU. They were saying, "Oh, IU is the queen. She's so caring for her fans. Oh, how good for her, how sweet of her to provide warmth and an extra meal and strength to the protesters and democracy." Yeah, so IU is liberal, says Travis, and I will fight on IU's behalf, says Dajahao. So yeah, Toyland, IU forever. So look, IU is a queen. Nobody denies that, except there are some people who are kind of tackling her behavior. We'll get on into that. But other than IU, there were a bunch of other celebrities as well. And the ones that got mostly publicized were 소녀시대, Girls' Generation's Yuri. She was massively spoken about this. She was well spoken about this, and she provided free meals and other kind of perks as well for the protesters for free, prepaid. And also NewJeans was on the list too. She, despite them being in this legal dispute right now, there's a lot of turbulence. They stood up as young girls. It's very hard to do that when they're like 20, 21. But as you saw in this protest, there was a lot of people from the Gen Z demographic. And I guess the fandom is just like concentrated. NewJeans fandom is concentrated in the Gen Z and also adults as well. So anyways, whoever said that they were bunnies is the NewJeans fandom, they could go up to a food truck or a designated restaurant and get like a hot soup or a meal and stuff like that. So NewJeans got a lot of praise too. They were trying to, I guess, like just provide some kind of warmth to their fans. So I think this is like a great culture. I think somewhat similar cases have been seen before, but in terms of protests, and we didn't have such a massive protest before. This is unprecedented because of the impeachment thing. So in this particular case, I think, these celebrities acting up, it really gave out a strong message. And these celebrities are to be applauded, whichever side you're on. It's just not very hard to prepay for thousands of meals for your fans and your and protesters that are on let's say a political agenda technically, right? So they were very applauded, but as you can see in this title, the consumers, let's say, consumers were divided, or certain parties were divided on this behavior, because if you look at this article, progressives buy, conservatives boycott, sharing a list of prepaid celebrities, political conflict. So what this basically means is, like, you get a whole list of these celebrities that participated in the prepaid relay for the protesters, right? So we can see IU and Girls' Generation Yuri, director Park Chan-wook, and a lot of other celebrities and high-profile figures. We have NewJeans and the bunnies and all that. So what happened is, okay, so not everyone is on board. Not like the whole nation is not on board with the impeachment. Obviously, there will be some backlash from the conservatives who are still on the president's side, who are still trying to justify his declaration of martial law and all that, saying that it is justifiable, it was the right thing to do, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not going to put any judgment on that, but just looking at this whole incident, what's happening is the conservatives now, a small fraction of them, let's say, like the poll results say like 90%, 87% of the whole country is in favor of the impeachment. Slowly, there are some kind of swing votes in between, because the president has been very, very firm on his stance, and he's like, I'm not going to back off. I'm going to fight. Let's see who's right at the Constitutional Court. There might be a big chance of him winning as well, too. We don't know. Right now, the whole political thing is becoming like a huge shit show. Each side has their own narratives, and people are like, oh, if you think about it, the president had a point. So there is a little bit of a swing votes in between. So like the approval rates are like at the president's approval rates still at like 14% or something like that. Anyways, it's going on. So the conservatives, what they did was they made a whole blacklist, the whole list of they blacklisted these certain certain celebrities that participated in the prepaid meals for the protesters. So among them were IU, some directors, NewJeans, Yuri, and the aforementioned every other celebrity. So they're saying, like, let's not buy anything, let's not consume anything of these celebrities. Let's boycott them, and show us our power. Like, show us what you get if you stand on the wrong side and stuff like that. So this is why everyone says, from the past live stream, there was the trot singer Im Young-woong, and he said, I do not want to get into politics. I'm not a politician. Technically, that is true, and that is the case for a lot of celebrities because these kind of things happen. Like, you are a public figure, you're a celebrity. Of course, you can voice your opinion. You have the freedom of speech and all that, but that comes with a lot of backlash. Whether it be like in this case, it's a small fraction, but like if it's a more divided case, you will have to risk some of your fandom getting triggered, some of them getting disappointed with you because your agendas and your viewpoints don't match. I don't think, honestly, in this case, like IU, NewJeans, they didn't take any hit at all because, as I said, just statistically, the people that are boycotting or is still in approval of the president is like a small number of the whole population. It's like 14%. And also among them, it's only like people above 60 to 70s. So yeah, like I don't think people over 60 or 70 years old would be enjoying. I'm not generalizing, but like generally these age demographics aren't going to listen to IU and NewJeans, right? So, like I don't think the celebrities themselves were being calculative, but if you were just to take that route, like even if you are calculative and you're trying to sort out your fandom by demographic, like I don't think they would have a lot to lose, even if they chose this side and decided to provide to the protesters. The one thing is a lot of people are saying is like because of this act, you are now labeled as a liberal or a progressive side. So no matter what stance, no matter how neutral or how silent you are in the future, people will remember, oh, they were on this side in the last protest. They were on this side in the last case. So they're probably liberals and progressive. So that kind of label sticks to you. And that's why there were some fans that were just concerned out of love that, like this is all good and this is all great. And this incident about the impeachment and martial law, it's pretty much universal and everyone has consensus. But just because of the fact that you are now labeled as a liberal maybe it's going to bite you in the back, over time. So those were a little bit of concerns for these celebrities. But as we discussed last time, it's very tricky for celebrities to, choose a lane and actually voice that out to the public. But my personal opinion is because there was a huge national consensus in this case, and I don't think there's anything wrong for these celebrities to provide like prepaid meals and coffees to their fans. Like let's say if it was a conservative party and there was a massive amount of people and there were like their fans as well, they could have done the same thing to that rally or protest as well too. Like they're just providing for their fans. They're watching out for their fans regardless of political viewpoints. But I guess the public just can't see it that way. And there is, of course, a little bit of leaning towards their own perspectives as well. So yeah, this is stirring up the pot right now. I don't think it's, as I said, it's not affecting IU or NewJeans' reputation at all. It's not acting in a negative way. If anything, it's going to act more in a positive way. Their reputation is going to get better, in my opinion, and it already got better. And like everyone is calling them queens and all that. So yeah, that's what's happening. Let's go to some comments and see what you guys are saying. I'm so back on the comments, so let's see. I'm pretty sure those 10% of the population weren't K-pop consumers to begin with. Exactly. So what are they boycotting? They didn't even consume the K-pop music in the first place. So I guess like if they're business owners, they could deliberately choose to not stream like NewJeans or IU music. I mean, that's their own freedom. But I don't think it would have like a huge hit on the celebrities anyways, right? So let's see. Who will be the new president? A lot of people are saying most likely Lee Jae-myung, who is from the opposition party. Yeah, most of the surveys are leaning towards him. He does have some political legal scandals going on, but yeah, the bets are mostly on him. Um, let's see. IU is a saint. 14% boycott, whatever. Yeah, and then you gotta know that most of them are old people. So I said 200,000 people assembled in Yeouido. That was for the impeachment. Against the impeachment, it was in Gwanghwamun in front of the royal palace. 30,000 people gathered, and if you see the footage, most of them are very old. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. We do miss the GOAT Uncle Dan. Yeah, I'm sure Uncle Dan is lurking in the background and enjoying the live stream as usual. Korea is polarized like the Americans. Everyone seems like they are on the edge. They are edged everywhere due to affordability. Yeah, I think every nation right now is very polarized in terms of politics. That's why it's just very hard to talk about the subject in general with your friends, maybe even your family. I'm very stressed out whenever I talk to my grandma. Like, I love her. We're family. We live together. There's nothing wrong with our relationship or anything. But when it gets to politics, when she's watching TV and I'm listening to what the anchor is saying and what she's commenting about the situation and all that, I get stressed out. Yeah. But then I gotta respect her as my grandma as well too. So like if people just have common sense and they're just level-headed, they have manners, they're just they are able to accept other people's opinions and take a step back and not yell in their faces and say like, you are wrong, you're dumb, you're ignorant, you're a moron, like because you believe that. That's not going to lessen the gap. Yeah, the discrepancy between and the distort between the two polarizations and parties, right? So I think it's just getting further and further apart, and a lot of critics and myself assess that YouTube is doing a huge function in that, because like these far right YouTubers especially and these far left YouTubers, radical YouTubers are really just stirring the pot and just feeding towards like extreme conspiracies and agendas. Like, so the Conservative Party right now, their running agenda is that the general elections back a while ago, was rigged. It was manipulated. That's why the impeachment should be that's why the martial law should be justified. And the election should be investigated thoroughly, blah blah blah. So that's what's going on. But yeah, YouTube is YouTube pseudo politicians and these influential voice makers and YouTubers are really just polarizing the two groups. Yeah, Koreans do Korean stuff. They know better their own country. Let's see. BTS has been getting crap since their debut over political stuff. I mean, Suga made an MV about a corrupt cop and his department. You think that's not why they were following him and caused so much trouble? As I said, like, whether it be BTS or not, every single celebrity, once they just say anything about a political incident or agenda, then people are instantly going to come at you. And I would say BTS is more on the more liberal side so far, as I've observed, and there's nothing wrong about that. And I don't think the conservatives hate them either, because I think they were subtle about it. Like sometimes they have like just hard rap lyrics, just speaking their mind. But for instance, on the the Spring Day MV, a lot of people had theories that it was about the Seoul ferry accident, and that is a huge political agenda. It divided the whole country in Korea as well. So when they spoke up about that, a lot of people were disappointed that BTS was. But speaking about the Seoul ferry, but like in that incident, I don't think it's like them speaking about like a political incident. It's just like mourning and trying to soothe the students that were in the Seoul ferry accident and their parents and the family. So I don't see why everything should be turned into like a political thing when it could be a humanitarian thing, right? So we're all human beings at the end, and we should all look out for each other. So yeah, it's just very hard to be a K-pop artist where you have to be super, super politically neutral. Yeah. Do you think that in the case of NewJeans, they are doing it to gain the sympathy of the general public? Not at all. Not at all. I guess like if you were to think in that way, then it was a bold and nice move, and they definitely benefited out of that. But I don't think it was a tactical or strategical move. There were a lot of artists and K-pop celebrities doing this. Yeah, so I think NewJeans was just one of them, and they got more spotlight because they're under this huge legal dispute at the moment, and they're rookies as well. Like all the other peoples are like 선배s, or like, you know, they've been in the K-pop scene for over 10 plus years, and now they're not afraid of losing fandoms or voicing their opinions. But NewJeans, they have a long way to go. And the fact that they just stepped up and supported the protesters is a bold move. So that those multiple factors took into account for them getting a lot of spotlight. And yeah, that's my opinion. So let's see. It won't matter to global fans about IU. Not at all. Let's see. Okay, what did I miss? You did not miss much. We were just on the first news piece. Let's see. Okay, so speaking of NewJeans, I know a lot of you are here for that news. Right now, currently 437 people are watching. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, we were just talking about IU and NewJeans being canceled from the conservative side, from the 14% of the population that are probably older than 60 years old. No age shaming over there. I'm just stating facts. They probably don't listen to NewJeans or IU in the first place. So we covered that cancellation part. It wasn't clickbait. I'm just stating facts over here, okay? So, but this is the real news. So speaking of NewJeans or NewJeans, K-pop group eyes legal battle over trademark and copyright. So what's happening is, to avoid possible litigation for illegally using another company's trademark, NewJeans members have been spotting introducing themselves under their individual names instead of the group name. So there was a Japanese band, I love YOASOBI. There was a concert in Korea, and NewJeans was a special guest, and they did not use their name they did not use their group name, and they introduced themselves as like Minji, Hein, Daniel, you know, all that. So until the 5 members of NewJeans can buy the name from Adore, the singers can't call themselves NewJeans legally, as the group belongs to the agency. The singers can't perform the group's songs without permission, but they still get paid when people listen to the NewJeans songs or buy the group albums. Legalities aside, keeping the original name is crucial for K-pop bands, of course. Artists who part with their original agencies on less than amicable terms can end up using a completely different name for their new chapter, inevitably giving up the reputation and brand value they had with their first name. I don't know which group this is, but it looks like Beast to me, the former Beast. When they came out, they changed their name into Highlight, and that's what usually happens unless they get the trademark for their original name. So I would definitely agree. Like, when you switch names, like you've been using that name for multiple years, and you suddenly switch it to something random, then there is definitely going to be a loss of interest, or, you know, some people aren't just gonna click on the song itself when it's like, let's say it was a NewJeans Super Shy, and then they changed their name to let's say Old Jeans. They're going to think it's a parody group or something, right? So there are little effects over there. So fans are hung up on the possibility that the singers could be going with NewJeans. So it's NewJeans S versus NewJeans Z. The name under which the 5 members set up a new Instagram account and started uploading new content last Saturday. So this is causing a lot of attention and debate as well because they made their own Instagram account. It's an independent Instagram account from their official original NewJeans account, and they're just like posting whatever they want. You know, each member posted a post separately. So yeah, so a lot of people are like, is this even legal? Is that even allowed? Like, can they actually change their name from NewJeans S to NewJeans Z? So I did a little digging on this. Of course, there are tons of clauses and legalities and like law talk and all that about this. But bottom line, most of the lawyers and most of the legal officials in Korea who have commented on this issue said that it is not possible. If NewJeans goes with their new name, NewJeans Z, the Z version, it has too much resemblance to the former NewJeans name. It's just toying with the trademark itself. And also, you got to put into account that the Korean pronunciation is the same as well. So if you take those two factors into account, it's almost illegal and it's impossible for them to actually be active under the name NewJeans. There are some people saying you can differentiate NewJeans and NewJeans in Korean, like it could be NewJeans, NewJeans. But like that's just like trying to find a loophole, and most likely court will reject that. Yeah, because you know you can, even a child can see the resemblance over there, and everybody knows their intent there. Like, there's no difference between NewJeans and NewJeans, right? So, yeah, it's going to be a very hard battle and difficult battle for NewJeans. That's what at least the legal fields are saying right now. But on the contrary, some of the fandom and a lot of the public, like you got to know the Korean public are mostly on their side. And the fans, the bunnies are very strong too. So there's this motto, NewJeans never dies, going on as well. I have nothing against the girls as myself as well. They've put out wonderful music. Like, it's just disappointing, and it's just concerning what their future reputation or career path is going to look like after on this like whole legal dispute, right? So yeah, bottom line, it's going to be hard to use their name as NewJeans, but as I was saying, the people on their side are saying they're not dumb. They have the best legal consultations behind them. They have one of the biggest law firms behind them. Of course, they're not acting out of just like impromptu. They've obviously gotten legal consultation, and the law firm has consulted them on this direction, and they might have a fighting chance in court. But most of the as I said, most of the lawyers out there that are not related to this case are saying like it's going to be very hard. That's my personal opinion too. I think it's going to be very hard for them to continue on as NewJeans unless they actually win the case from a door. What they are stating right now is that they have already generated more profit that exceeds the amount of the investment HYBE put into like their initial stages and all that. So by those grounds, they have the right to exit from HYBE and Adore, and they can go independent, and they can change their name to NewJeans, and they can continue their career on. I don't know who's right. Nobody knows who's right. The court in the future. I don't know what it is about Korea right now. Like these huge impeachment cases and the NewJeans case, everything is whirled up into like the court's decision now. So these huge legal firms, law firms, are fighting against each other. It's going to take a while. In the meantime, as I said before, in the meantime, until the court actually decides, it's going to be in that limbo phase, and NewJeans is going to do whatever they want in the meantime. There might be repercussions and some damage in the future for these activities, but it seems like they don't care for the time being. So actually right now there is a lot of backlash and dispute between Adore and NewJeans because they made their own Instagram account, and even, social media is a huge part for K-pop idols. Like they get their branded deals there, they get like their brand ambassador deals like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, everything over there. They do their photo shoots and all that and post on social media. So social media is a huge counter for sales and endorsements and all that. So technically, if they make their own independent account, it's not like their own individual member, like personal account, right? They made their own NewJeans account, brand account. Technically, that is a breach of contract, but everything at this point is a breach of contract. So I think they're just like, you can't stop the wreck train, right? Like it's just going ballistic. It's just shooting off, and there's no way possible to stop it. I think that's their mentality right now. They're like, we broke 1,000 laws, 1,000 contract clauses by now. We're not acknowledging the basis, the roots of the contract anyway. So like we can do this as well. So So Adore put out a statement that they were kind of baffled and surprised and disappointed that NewJeans made their own account and that they got inquiries, hostile inquiries, and confused questions from several brands that are intact with Adore under contracts with NewJeans in regards to social media content and posting and brand image making and all that. So these brands are confused, but apparently NewJeans is digesting all the pre-planned activities. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes, whether they're actually following Adore's schedules with their staff, or they're just not, like they just know of the schedules and they're just doing it by themselves, or we don't know. But yeah, I think the lawyers are just telling them what to do and what they can do and what they cannot do. I hope that legal advice is sound and good legal advice. If not, they will suffer from a lot of damage at the end. So yeah, we'll have to see. But the whole NewJeans controversy has sparked up some debate on the internet among netizens, and people, one side is saying like, oh, that's clever, that's smart. One side is saying that's dumb, that's digging their own grave, that doesn't make sense even from a normal person's point of view. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with NewJeans. What do you think? What is your opinion about this whole situation? I know the chat has been going up pretty fast. I thought I would get, kind of distracted, so I didn't look at the chat, but let's go and back read a little bit. When will this be over? So sick of it, says Phil. Me too. Same sentiment. Nobody knows when it's going to be over. Usually these legal battles drag on for years, maybe even. So yeah, they go by Jeans right now. Jean Z. Okay. Skinny jeans, because they probably will lose all those fat perks. Oh, oof. Okay. IU never dies or ages. Okay. NewJeans. So even if we have variations like what you're typing over here, NewJeans, something like that, it's the legal ground is like if it has too much resemblance from the previous trademark, the way it's pronounced, the way it's perceived in Korean and all that, it's basically you're trying to leverage from the former trademark which the company owns. So it's not gonna fly, right? As Georgia says. Sucks for them. That's the only K-pop group I really listen to. Yeah, nobody denies that their music isn't is bad, right? Like nobody says their music is bad. Like everyone loves their music. It's super popular in Korea. They're super popular as just influential figures and celebrities and K-pop idols in Korea as well. Yeah. So let's see. I think the lawyers just want money. Well, yeah, the lawyers would want money. But like if you're dealing with a law firm that big, these law firms have their own reputations as well. So the law firm NewJeans has hired is Sejong, which is one of the biggest law firms, and it's against the biggest Kim In-jung law firm right now, which Hybe and Adore hired. So I don't think these law firms would just be there to suck the soul and money out of NewJeans right now. They would want to win in this case because it's a high attention case, too, right? So like if the law firms are competing against each other, they're going to try their best to actually win. I don't think one side it's going to be a landslide on one side. They're probably going to have like a middle ground or a compromise. That's what I'm predicting, because if you think of the dynamics and competition of these mega law firms, there might be a landslide win, but I think the possibilities are they will probably, make an agreement in the middle, and each side is going to have their own credit. They're going to take their own credit. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. There will be a ruling, but then the public is going to actually, judge which side did better, which side has more was more beneficial, and all that. Let's see. I wish I had bought NewJeans copyright and trademark so I could sell for millions. That's actually what a lot of people do. It's called cyber squatting. So, for example, a lot of the people on the internet, when BTS said that they would make their individual Instagram accounts, a lot of people rushed to go on Instagram to take handles like RMV, J-Hope, Jimin, Jungkook, Jin, and all that, Suga. But, as you all know, it's already all taken. Some smart people on the internet have already cyber squatted, and they've already made those names. That's why when you're dealing with rookie groups, like pre-debut groups that haven't even debuted, let's say Baby Monster, someone on the internet has already made an Instagram handle called Baby Monster. And in some cases, these companies actually DM these accounts and say, hey, I want to buy your account. How much would it cost? And you could actually, throw some crazy numbers. I think I heard somewhere on the internet that like this big tech company, was it Apple or X, they bought their like Twitter official Instagram handle for like $1 million, like multi-million dollars or something like that. So yeah, that might be a legit business. Yeah. Let's see. Don't care, let the court decide. At the end, it's gonna all come down to that. Yeah. Supporting the girls regardless, says Big Man, and some people saying they're spoiled brats. So, two conflicting views in the chat as well. They will regret this. Professionalism and reputation you establish at a young age, and it follows you, especially in Korea. They have already lost huge contracts. I think of course, there isn't a decision in the world that you can, like, you're free from regretting entirely, but I think they have like a plan and calculations in their head too, and that they know they are NewJeans and they already have the public's favor. So yeah, I know this is gonna trigger a lot of people in the chat, but I think they'll be pretty strong even if they come back under a new name. They might be even better under a new name because it's gonna create so much spotlight, and it's just gonna consolidate the fandom even more, because in basic conflict theory, the best way to consolidate your fandom and make your organization harder and like all solid, all grouped together, is making a common enemy. So they're probably gonna have an agenda saying like we were what do you call it? We were attacked and by a huge conglomerate, a K-pop evil conglomerate, and we were oppressed there, and we fought for our rights. We are like the uprising force and the new what do you call it? The rebels of K-pop. And yeah, a lot of people, I think that kind of strategy is going to just make them even more stronger. So like a lot of people might disagree and they will say no, they're toast, they're done, their career's over. But I would like to differ. Like, you know, let's see in 2 or 3 years. I'm not taking their side or anything. I'm just being a super objective, observational person and trying to predict like what the future of NewJeans is going to be like. And my opinion is, if they don't, like, the only reason they actually go down is through like them being piled and piled under legal fees, and they go bankrupt and they have to work at like McDonald's or something and their lives are ruined. Unless that happens and they get some kind of compromise or they're cut loose in some sort of way or whatever, if they have some kind of room after those legal battles, then I think they will thrive no matter what. So yeah, a lot of people call them talentless. They're the same. You're replaceable. There's a lot of idols other than you. But I know a lot of people are going to get triggered, but that's not what the sentiment is in Korea. A lot of people say like they are indeed special. Like you can't see anyone that has their visuals or their look or their feel, and it's like the help with the production of NewJeans is truly different and all that. So don't come at me. Don't come at me. That's the Korean opinion. You guys can prove them wrong in the future if you stick to your own opinion. So yeah, it's a childish battle anyways. Who cares? NewJeans is gonna be rich, and K-pop idol is gonna be rich. Hybe is gonna be rich. I'm the one that's only broke. We're the ones that the commoners and the brokies, we don't have to worry about celebrities' futures and all. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. M. Kelly says, I agree with you, David. Yeah. David is about future earnings. They are in big trouble and debt. Yeah, well, we'll have to see how that unfolds. Like, as I said, I excluded that scenario from my predictions. Like, unless they are buried with like debt and they're bankrupt and they're like crippled. Unless that's the case, I think they have a strong chance of rebounding. Yeah. Contrary to a lot of the international fandom's belief, or I don't know if it's belief or wants or desires. We got to distinguish those, but I sense a lot of people desire them to go down. I think they will be fine, as Mr. JSL says. Yeah. If they win the case, I'm sure they'll return, will break records for sure. And by saying this, a lot of people say, "Oh, he's so brainwashed. He's on NewJeans' side, and he's siding with Minijin the witch and all that." Believe what you want to believe. I don't care. I'm 33. I have a life to live. I don't give a 2 F's about NewJeans' future or like Minijin or whatever. I'm just being an observational person and like playing out the cards and seeing, oh, this is what the most probable outcome would be, and I just think like that. I just throw it out in the universe, and that's it. I don't give an F about. I have a life to feed myself to feed. Like, I'm worried about getting food on the table tomorrow. Okay, this is all just news. But people seem to get too invested in this shit, and they come at me and saying like, he's so one-sided and brainwashed or whatever. I don't care. Okay. Yeah. Rose Cameron, I'm sure the girls will be fine. Their popularity is fading right now. I would beg to differ. I think aespa is at the top right now. Big Bang is riding like strong. G-Dragon is topping the charts, but NewJeans is still there on the charts, like it or not. Yeah. Let's see. David, who cares? Speak your truth. The truth is, I don't care at all. Like, I don't care. I'm just gonna be like a neutral person and just say what I predict. That's it. Yeah. Okay. David is so done with them. Them is not hoodies or hoodie gang, okay? Or toppings. My King GD. Yes, GD is definitely slaying right now. And did I miss some super chats, or is my alarm just ringing like crazy right now? Let's see. Did I miss any super chats? Let's see. Wow, 549 people watching. If Sejong is their liar, wouldn't that implicate Minijin for the possible tampering lawsuit? Wouldn't that implicate Minijin for the possible tampering lawsuit? I don't know what you mean. Do you think that because they have the same law firms, that means like she's interfering or tampering or like related or something? Well, I mean, everyone in the world pretty much knows and assumes that they're on the same side, right? Even though they say on by the record that, you know, we're distancing with her and she has nothing to do with it. But everyone in the world knows that they're pretty much on the same side, and the lawyers would probably, you know, I mean, it's client classified information and stuff, and they can't share. But like, there would be like a grand plan or blueprint within the law firm too. Like, they would have an angle. They're going for something there, and yeah. If that's what you're implicating, yeah. Okay. Excellent says, I need new NewJeans music. David, post your wallet address so we can donate BTC. If that's a fact, I will post it ASAP on my chat, but I don't think anybody's gonna give me BTC. Yeah, so let's go on. Let's go on to the next news, because today I need to host someone in my studio at 2:30. Okay. Oh, that's great. They're gonna come at 3, so I earned some extra time. Hilda, thank you for the $2. Pizza. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next news. Actually, before that, we have some juicy news. We have to talk about K-pop stars being neglected by the global awards scenes, Jungkook, and some news about North Korean soldiers being killed in the Ukrainian-Russian war and stuff like that. And Minoan saying that he didn't go to a motel for prostitution, and other societal news like parental leave benefit updates and someone winning the lottery in a crazy scenario and all that. Phil Cena, thank you for the $10. Pizza. Thank you so much. So we have a lot of news, but before we go into that, let's take a short intermission because I have something special for you guys today. And this is it. So currently on Biroso, which is my site over here, you can see over here, biroso.net, biroso.net. We have a new item in stock. It's called the Round Purple Face Cream, and you can buy 2 at once. This item helps with sensitive skin soothing, and it brightens your skin, strengthens moisture barriers, and also, I can't see this right now, but let's see. Yeah, it improves your elasticity and wrinkles. Oh wow, Paris, thank you for the 49 Philippine pesos. Thank you so much. Pizza. So it's made out of Centella asiatica leaf water. Apparently that's a very soothing, ingredient. It's 61.6% of it. There are no artificial, let's see. It says over here, there are no, I saw here, yeah, it contains no artificial fragrances or colors. The natural colors come from guai azulin. So like look up all these ingredients over here. They're very, very natural. And there's a thing called EGF protein. So do your research on this. I will admit that I'm not a pro on this, but looking at the results over here, it decreases rapidly. The EGF in the body decreases rapidly after the mid-20s. So you need this kind of stuff. It's better than protein. So it's you can get this substance from this cream, and it contains ceramide. You can get all the details on this page over here. It's approved by the South Korean Ministry of Food and Drugs Safety Organization, and all this kind of stuff. So it's very aesthetic. It looks good. It's purple. I think a lot of people will like the color purple for a lot of reasons. And the best thing about this product is for people like me who don't have intense skin routines, who are too lazy to have toner, skin lotion, whatever, blah, 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 and da, 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 like 21 steps of whatever. This is like an all-in-one treatment. So you can use this skincare product and you can skip all those skin routines. There are natural extracts with lavender, peppermint, bergamot leaf, and it calms irritation and enhances hydration. All those kind of perks over here. You can see all the ingredients and clinical results, all that kind of stuff. Minimal routine, maximum effectiveness. Free from artificial fragrances and colors, eco-friendly packaging. So after cleansing your face, all you have to do is just apply this face cream. And today I have it here with me. I actually have the real thing. So you get two if you purchase one. Over here, yes. This company says it will innovate K-beauty. So I will actually, for today's demonstration, I actually wash my face with foam cleanser. I usually put a little bit of like, moisturization gel on top of it because like my skin cracks up. If you see right now, I'm going to give you, for the sake of this product and promoting it, I'm going to give you a close up on my skin right now. It's going to look kind of disgusting. So if you don't want to see it, close your eyes for a bit. But I usually have like white little dry skin peels coming up every time I wash my face. So if you look over here, my skin isn't really good. Like you see all these white stuff here, right? It's pretty gross, right? It's dry as hell. Like I didn't manipulate this or do anything. It's pretty embarrassing. But let's see how it changes after applying this. I withstanded the dry and cold air today to my office just to do this demonstration. So if you open this, it's sealed. It's tightly sealed like that. Probably like all those toothpaste things. The mechanism works like this. So you just squeeze this in, open it up. I think it's open. Is it or is it not? Yes, it is open. Over here, it's open, right? I opened it. And let me just squeeze a little bit on my finger. There you go. It's a little light purplish color over here. I'm going to apply it to my skin and let's see the difference. Like you see my disgusting skin, right? All the white stuff. Yeah. Moisturize, baby. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Obviously, it would be better if you have like first steps or like toners or whatever and you do it in a more like moist environment, humid environment, but this is what I have right now, and apparently it says you can skip all those routines. It has minimal routine, so let me try. You just rub it in and put it on your face. Oh, it's so cold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm putting it on my face, and let's see the outcome. Wow, it's so cool, so soothing and cool. Okay, my face already looks a little bit more elastic and bright, right? Like, can you see the difference from the screen? Immediate effect. And it's great for a person like me because I do not like complicated routines. And I like purple as well. 보라해. So, yeah, if you see inside the pack, yeah. Okay, like on the back of the package, you can see like a whole ingredients in Korean, but you can look at the ingredients and the specific information on Piroso, our site. I've translated it into English, or you could use Papago to just like take a picture of it. But let's see how it's turned. Hopefully there might be some change. Any smell from the face cream? Not that much. It's very subtle. You can barely smell anything. I would say it's close to lavender, but you can barely even smell anything. And I like that. I like the fact that I don't smell like artificial perfume, but like you can see how my skin has glowed up already, right? Like, let's see. See? You see the difference, right? a little bit of white left here, but let me apply a little bit there. But it's definitely changed. So just a little amount of the cream, and it's just changed my face, and I feel so refreshed already. So yeah, definitely go check out the Round Purple face cream. As I said, guys, this promotion is part of a promotion plan for helping small businesses. And there are, as a matter of fact, I've heard from cosmetic CEOs that all these cosmetic companies use the same factories and the ingredients are ever so slightly just different. But in this case, I've done some research on the Round Purple face cream, and you'll notice that it's a little bit more expensive than other market, creams and such. The reason is because it's minimum routine. They've added all these ingredients, natural ingredients, no artificial substances and all that. So that's the reason. So go check it out. If you buy one, you get two. So that's a great deal for you guys. And another product I want to advertise today is this ultra thin wrist support. It's called Holowit. That's the brand name. But you might think this is totally random, but this is the product I need the most right now, because you know that my favorite sport is tennis. You use a lot of your wrist. Unfortunately, I'm not a good player, so I use a lot of wrist when you do spins, and a lot of people get tennis elbows as well. And also, I do a lot of editing, so I get a lot of tunnel pain. My wrist hurts a lot after like 4 or 5 hours of editing. It's actually aching right now. So this wristband is like a colorful wristband that can actually apply as a fashion item as well. It looks pretty cool if it's black and gray. So you get like hot pink. Because I'm a king, I'm gonna have hot pink. I'm gonna try out hot pink. But it really just sustains your wrist and stabilizes and protects your wrist in style. And it's just very easy to put it on. It's like 4 steps. Like, it's just intuitive. Solid, elastic material. And like, you can adjust the amount of, like, what do you call it? Elasticity, or like how much you want it to sustain your wrist. It's very slim, 1 millimeters, and you can use it every day. There are no dents made on it. You can just easily rest your finger like this. So let me try it on. Let me try the hot pink one on. So ultra thin design, elastic snug fit, one touch fastening, free size and universal fit, lightweight and comfortable, stylish colors. Just put it on. That's how you do it. So I have the hot pink because I'm a king, right? Kings only wear pink. So you put your thumb into this, like this. Just put your thumb into this. Yeah. And just put it over your hand, like your upper hand. Just rotate it around your wrist, and you'll see the Velcro over here, and you see the attachment part over here, right? So you can like pull it really strong, like, like this much, and then put it like that, so you can cover the whole Velcro up. So like my wrist is super stiff right now. I can barely even move it. Like, it's super rigid right now, but like you can ease it up a little bit so that you could just adjust the Velcro a little bit so you have more flexibility. But I would prefer it to go as much as I can, because, while I'm editing, if you use your wrists too much, like, I just really get a lot of pain. So I would be using my mouse like this, and it would just really just help it out. I've used it for a while, and it does indeed help. So if you have a lot of office work to do, if you're like a tennis player, or like you play racket sports, or you just have a bad wrist, do check this out. This is very fashionable. It's very simple, and it's very clean. So check it out. You can get it on Piroso, and as I said, you might think this is random, but this is all in the mission to help some small businesses in Korea that are under this program with association to the government. And these government associated small businesses are trying to promote overseas to expand their sales and all such. So they contacted Piroso, and we are trying to promote these products. So they're not our main products, but definitely we're trying to help the cause and promote some of these Korean made products to you guys. So go check it out. And one last promotion before we go on. I know this is getting a little long, but since this is a special occasion, if you go to Piroso right now, on the front page, there is the Piroso random box. Speaking of random, right? So Jin worked hard overnight to make that yesterday. So this is the random box. Think it as like a secret Santa. So if you look at the random box, it's a surprise gift from Korea. It's almost Christmas. So starting from today until the end of Christmas, you can get this secret Santa gift for $18, 18.5, and you can get hand-picked premium items inspired by the beauty and craftsmanship of Korea. So what's inside the random box is all these items. No, I'm not. All of these items are not included. One or two of these items are included in this box by random. And why you should buy this is because these items can be valued up to $46.5, but you can buy it at only $18.5. So it's a big bargain sale. It's a Christmas deal, and it's a Secret Santa gift. Something surprising for yourself. So go check out this whole list of what you can get. Let's see the first one. What's the full printing bag? You can get this bag over here. Really hip bag. Yeah, and what's this? A chiffon cord cover. Yeah, very unique items over here. And what else do we have? The Roka t-shirt. Also, you can get a Roka t-shirt. Also, you can get a Korean street food dish set. So you never know what you're going to get. It's truly a Secret Santa. You can actually get the wine stopper from last week's promotion as well. So this cute one over here. You can get a tweed black cap as well for winter time. If you like caps and you want like a little furry cap, you can get that as well. You can get the Jungkook bucket hat as well too. So you never know what you're gonna get. This is $36. Imagine getting that for half of the price. And also you can get the Rowd purple face cream, which I promoted today, including the wrist support as well. So it's going to be a random selection. You don't get to choose, but just letting you know, most of the products are over $18.5. It's just a bargain sale for you guys celebrating Christmas. So go check it out, okay? Yeah. And last exciting news is that if you go to Piroso right now, if you use the coupon code XMAS, 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 you will get a 15% discount. Coupon code XMAS, 15% discount on one item, excluding the random box. There you go. There you go. 15% discount. So this is a one-time deal only. Go get your discount. There you go. So go check it out, guys. The coupon code is XMAS. Buy anything, get that 15%, big fat 15% discount, add a random box on the top, maybe add some postcards or stickers that only cost like $5, $10, and get yourself some nice Korean goodies, authentic Korean products from Piroso, piroso.net. So go check it out, guys, okay? So thanks for putting up with that 10-minute promotion. Yes. I thought he was about to say 50. We're not trying to go bankrupt over here, okay? Nice. Happy to appreciate that. Okay, so let's go on to the next news. And let's see. Let me just get a sip of water over here. Got very, very thirsty. The Secret Santa box ought to be promoted early November for pre-Christmas delivery. I know, right? But we are marketing novices over here. And I was just like, why aren't we doing anything for Christmas? You know, but it's better to do something than nothing, right? So we have fast global shipping. So it could be a early year gift, you know? And some people delay Christmas meetings with their friends, like, because they prioritize family. So after you go into the office for the new year, you can give these gifts to your friends or other relatives you haven't been seeing in a while. So yeah, or you just enjoy the purchase yourself. But thanks for the advice, living sweetly. No, that was right? So, okay, let's go on to the next news. So this is some funny news. Lotte-ria. Everyone knows Lotte-ria, right? It's the Korean. I think it's Korean. Some people say it's Japanese, but I think it's Korean. Yeah, Lotte-ria caught in crossfire of martial law debacle. So what happened is this is the funniest thing ever. It's non-news, but I thought it was just funny and random. I put it in. So before the martial law, all these generals that have 3 stars, 4 stars, and 2 stars that were on top of the martial law operations, the secret chambers and operation room, they schemed for this martial law to take action and work was Lotte-ria. So they gathered at a fast food franchise place. It's not even McDonald's or Burger King. It's Lotte-ria. I guess I have to give them credit for scheming in a Korean franchise place, right? But yeah, they apparently they were in Lotte-ria and they were talking about, the declaration of martial law. That's crazy, isn't it? I guess like they didn't, nobody would have guessed that these high profile figures, like these officials in the military, would scheme in Lotte-ria at a fast food restaurant. Because of this, right now there are so many parodies coming out about like the martial law burger or something like that. And it's just crazy. You just see how like half-assed this was. They might have been serious, but like for real, Lotte-ria? That's crazy. That's like the US like in a potential civil war situation, all the generals gathering at a random Wendy's. Yeah, so that's crazy. Anyways, that was some random funny news. And let's go on to the K-pop stars shine on stage but strike out at 2024 Billboard Music Awards. So this is a recurring topic every year, and it's been going on ever since the surfacing of K-pop into the global music industry, right? So what's happening is K-pop is becoming more and more popular. It's consolidating a hardcore fan base, and there's just general views and listenings and consumption of K-pop. And it's now it's not like broken into the mainstream, but like everybody knows about K-pop. They know K-pop exists, and they've probably come across at least one K-pop song at like the airport or a random restaurant or at the mall or somewhere, right? At the Billboard Music Awards, like, Jungkook's Golden, like Blackpink or whatever, Stray Kids. They've probably come across it, but the funny thing is the recurring debate every single year is that at these music awards, like the Grammys or the Billboard Music Awards, the AMAs, the MTV Awards, or whatever it might be, K-pop is getting differentiated from pop and other genres, and it has its own sector as Best K-pop Music Video Award, Global K-pop Artist, Top K-pop Album, Top Global K-pop Song. You always have to include K-pop into it. Despite Rosé's new song being all in English with Bruno Mars in it, Jungkook's Golden being golden and almost sounding like pop, it always has to be K-pop. I guess like you could argue if the language is in Korean and, if it has distinct K-pop features like group choreographies and all that, it could be classified as K-pop. But nowadays the barriers are crumbling down, like, it's more assimilating towards pop and such. So where do you draw the lines? That's becoming very, very tricky. And there, of course, our king JK got 2 awards at the Billboard Music Awards. He got Top K-pop Album and Top Global K-pop Song with his first solo album, Golden, and the title song, Standing Next to You. So, yeah, of course, this is an honor. This is a good thing. But some people are saying, like, it's not even an honor at all. It's just like Billboard Music Awards creating a whole new category that nobody cares about other than K-pop fans and just trying to get clout from Jungkook or other K-pop artists. And a lot of K-pop fans are very salty about it. And I understand that sentiment. Like, I'm kind of like, it doesn't come off as right as well. Like, if you want to acknowledge K-pop and the artist and them as actual musicians, like, why don't you put them on the even playing field, like a level playing field, right? Like, they could compete with Taylor Swift. They could compete with Drake. I don't know, like, I don't know if Taylor Swift and Drake fall into the same category or not as pop. There's probably hip hop and pop. But what I'm saying is they could compete with Western artists too as equals. But why do you have to isolate them and differentiate them as like K-pop sectors? It might make sense in some way. As I don't think it's totally wrong. Like, one part of me says like, okay, it's understandable to some extent, but some songs out there, like, I guess it's just the lack of, a standard guideline. Like, what makes a pop song pop song? Like, is it ethnicity? Is it language? Is it the producers? What is pop and what is K-pop? And I guess that ambiguity, that gray line is like, people are just like, oh, if they're just Korean, let's just put them into K-pop. Yeah, but what are they gonna do with groups like Vicha or EXIN or all these other groups with foreign members, right? So it's getting trickier and trickier, and I'd just like to let you know, see what you guys think about this. Anitra says xenophobia. It's sad. Grammys are a joke, to be honest. The scammies. Most popular K-pop song still is Gangnam Style. International pop. BTS won non-K-pop categories in international award shows before. Yes, I acknowledge that. I remember that too. But for instance, Stray Kids, or like, who was it here? 17. Can they compete in like pop or just the general BMAs? I don't know. Yeah, with Bruno Mars on the track, Rose might have a chance, right? Like, is Rose going to be seen as K-pop? Is Lisa's new music album, is that going to be K-pop? Is Jennie's Mantra going to be K-pop? Like, well, where's the line, right? There's no room. A lot of local artists can't make it in either. Yeah, Jungkook is not just K-pop. He is pop. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion here. Golden was a Western album. There was no K-pop there. LE SSERAFIM won an award in UK. Include in main categories. The discrimination is too real. Yes. If you put them on the same playing field, they wouldn't make the numbers. I don't know about that. I don't know. So, like, there was a whole controversy about, like, they shouldn't be put in the same playing fields because they get too much numbers, because the fandoms do sajegi and they try to, like, manipulate the streaming counts and all that, and the radio, they try to force the radios and to play it and all that. So that was an agenda coming from the other side, and they were saying we need to change the standards because these K-pop fandoms are just abusing the system. So I don't know about that. I don't know. Latin music is also in different categories. Yeah, so like I get, like, Latin music has its other categories, K-pop has its other categories, and as I said, it's like very difficult to actually put a straight line, a strict line between all that. But I think Latin music, I don't know, I'm going to be very careful on this, but Latin music, isn't it mostly sung in Spanish? Isn't it? And don't they have their own, like, specific genre or sound to it? But in the case of K-pop stars doing albums like Golden or Rose's Rosie or Jennie's Mantra or Lisa's New Woman or something like that, wouldn't that be considered pop? Like, I don't know. It's very tricky. Yeah. Rose's song is truly an international hit. The K-pop category pisses me off so much. Yeah. BTS just received the title of most awarded artist of all time, surpassing Michael Jackson. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Twitter has giant communities on how to stream. Yeah, there are streaming guides and all that, right? And these people buy like 10, 12 albums, 20 albums just to support their artists. Yeah. So anyways, it's a tricky matter. I don't think it's going to be settled. My thought, like my inner thoughts is that these BBMAs, all these awards are just trying to get the clout out of K-pop for a set time. I think the authorities there or the organization probably has a thinking process in their minds thinking, oh, K-pop is just a phase. It's just a trend. It's gonna come and it's gonna go. In the meantime, let's not get lost on those juicy views and the attention from the K-pop fans. We could report on the headline saying like, oh, 100,000 people were watching like coherently on the live streams, like 90% being like ARMY and BTS fans and K-pop fans, right? And they don't want to miss out on that. But probably they're thinking like, let's ride the wave for a while. Let's just give them some K-pop awards for the time being, and once the trend is gone, like we can slowly just put it back in the closet again. Like I would say, that's just my whole conspiracy theory going on in my head. That's the sentiment I get. Yeah, it's just for clout, exactly. Anyways, yeah, I think this is why K-pop fandoms should unite and voice their opinions more. And I think it's going to change in the future because, like, as you said, Rosé's new album, Rosie, is full in English. And if you don't even know the background of Rosé and you just got introduced to that album, nobody would think that is K-pop. That's a fact, right? But we'll have to see if that album gets grouped into K-pop. Like, we'll have to see. That is going to be very, very weird. Yes. Okay. So, very sad news after this. More than 100 North Korean soldiers killed, over 1,000 injured in the Russia-Ukraine war. This is crazy. So, I saw a very, very disturbing and uncomfortable clip this week. So apparently North Korean soldiers, everybody knows, are being used as just disposable foot soldiers on the front line. And yeah, they don't have any roles or anything. They're just like there to be like literally disposed. And that's just so terrible and horrific. These people didn't have any human rights back home, but now they're dying with a stupid cause that they're not even fighting for, just because their supreme leader deployed them to a random country. And the way they're being massacred, like, I saw the news, and this is it was truly graphic and horrible to see. But apparently Ukraine right now, I'm not taking sides, okay? Like, I'm on the side of humanity, and I'm talking about the horrible deaths of North Korean soldiers that are there involuntarily and have no choice but to be on the other side, right? As fellow Koreans and as a fellow human being, I just feel so bad looking at those graphic videos. And what happens is, North Korea is basically a hermit kingdom, right? And it's not that advanced technology-wise. So what happened is, Ukraine is using a lot of, let's say, like high-tech artillery. For example, aka drones, unmanned drones, and they're attached with, like, I guess, guns or missiles or whatever you might call them. And because North Koreans do not know what these drones are, they just look at them as like probes or some kind of equipment hovering in the sky. They don't know what it is. And then they're just looking at it and they're just observing it. And that's when those drones start shooting. And there was actually a footage of like these drones like flying. I think it was a picture, there was a footage of North Korean soldiers just looking at the sky, wondering what is that thing. They don't even know what it is, and in the blink of an eye, just imagine that your life is over if you're just looking at this hovering craft and it just shoots at you and your life is over. Like that is just horrible, and I don't know. War should just be ended. This war has been going on for a while. International attempts and efforts have been pretty much ineffective. I don't know when it's going to end. So yeah, it's just horrible, and North Korean soldiers just dying with no cause, with no reason, not even knowing what the weapon is. It's just so sad, and yeah, it just hurled me into like very dark thoughts and stuff. So that's just very, very sad. Yeah, so hopefully the war just ends very quickly. I know a lot of you guys in the chat might or might not approve or support Donald Trump, but he did promise that once he's in office, he could end the Ukraine Russia war in day one. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Is that the right term? Yeah, I'll try to believe him. Well, at least he's trying to do something. He will try to do something, so let's see. But hopefully, there is some kind of agreement, and hopefully there is some kind of development, yeah, in the horrible scene. Anyways, okay. I think this is going, oh no, we have like 2 or 3 more news going ahead. So Korean netizens react to Minoan. I think he's from FT Island, right? Saying he didn't go to motels for prostitution, but because he wanted to be alone. So this is Minoan. I didn't actually really know about him till today. So he has denied allegations of soliciting prostitution. On December 18th, Choi Min-won took the fan communication platform Weverse to defend himself. He said, "To my precious fans, whom I love the most in the world, I want to write a message without any connection to my agency. When you're part of a company or group, you realize there are so many things you have to protect beyond your stance." And he said, "I have never engaged in prostitution as reported by the media. I was cleared of charges due to insufficient evidence. How do you prove something you didn't do? That's why I had nothing more to say, and it's been incredibly frustrating." He further explained the mentioning of hotels and motels in the recording was because I wanted to be alone at the time. I know it's hard to understand if I ask people to believe me, but that's the truth. I wish there were clear evidence to prove it, but since there isn't, I'm sorry. I had no way to explain or defend myself. Yeah, so some netizens said, "What does it mean to prepare 2 of blah blah and blah blah? Can't you book a hotel or motel by yourself? Are you still unable to say you didn't go to an establishment like a brothel or a prostitution place?" And he replied, "I don't know what you are saying by what you are implying by blah blah XX and YY, but could it be a conditioner or toothbrush? It might sound silly, but I got a vast clip a long time ago, so I don't need condoms." Okay, he's really desperate to prove that he didn't get prostitution. I don't know why getting a vast clip and not needing condoms proves that, but anyways, I always ask for a toothbrush for cleanliness no matter where I go, so I don't understand why there's so much suspicion about it. But it actually sparked more backlash because the word conditioner, I didn't know this. The word conditioner, for some reason, is the slang term it's the street term for condoms in like brothels. I didn't know that. But the fact that he used this word was spotted out by some netizens saying like, oh, he definitely has been to some brothels before. And this has been a huge controversy because like I think his wife or someone just outed him and exposed him that their relationship hasn't been the same for a while. And after these allegations, she realized when he's drunk, there are certain mannerisms that refer to him experiencing in these like room salons or brothels. Like he's like plugged money into her breasts and stuff like that. And he's spoken terminologies and words related to brothel related stuff. So yeah, this is going on. I don't know where it popped out of. It was total random, but like it's a hot topic right now. So yeah, like I honestly don't believe, like, okay, like even if it wasn't him, or if it was just a random guy and he said like I just went to a motel and asked for two objects, like two toothbrushes, then a lot of people would be suspicious. First of all, people don't usually go to motels because they're shitty, and they're usually for the purpose of making love. Yeah. And I think in this case, a lot of people are allegedly claiming that he called, like a call girl, to the motel. That's why he needed like two, like, objects, condoms or whatever, like allegedly. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, he's married and went to a motel alone. Yeah, we love a man who believes in vasectomies. Yeah. So who is this guy? Yeah, I was confused too, but apparently he's from I think he's from FT Island, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that's what I know him of. Yes, he's a FT Island member. And yeah, if you look at the Google results, I just typed in his name, and everything's just about like him engaging in prostitution allegedly, and all that kind of stuff. No to prostitution, admits to adult entertainment, blah blah blah. He's a father of 3. Wow. I went to a hotel, but I didn't engage in prostitution. So this is going on. Oh, he's the same age as me. Yeah, if that's true, then shame on you. Yeah. Anyways, that's one news. The other news is number of people over 40 and single jumps 6-fold in 2 decades. The proportion of unmarried individuals in their 40s increased 6.7 times for men and 5.7 times for women in 2020 compared with 20 years earlier, a government report showed on Thursday, underscoring the trend of delayed marriages that is partly blamed for Korea's ultra-low birth rate. The growing trend is attributed to delayed marriages and a rise in lifelong singlehood, according to annual social report by Statistics Korea. And a growing majority of this age group expressed positive attitudes towards unconventional marital arrangements, such as cohabitation or having children out of wedlock. Yes. So, I don't think this is wrong. I think this is, in terms of birth rate, of course, it's kind of detrimental to society, but in an individual standpoint, I don't think this is wrong in any way, and it shouldn't be shamed. I think this is a way of life, and you know, we're not living in an agricultural society where you need to like make kids and make them farm your farm, and you need extra labor and stuff like that. Of course, kids and children are the most prime source of happiness, quoting a lot of people, and that's maybe your purpose to be on earth. But like, if you don't have the resources, if you don't feel like it, if you don't want to go through it, if you just don't have a appropriate partner, if you haven't met the one, if you just want to enjoy your life as much as you can, and that's how you're happy, then I think it's totally fine. But the reason I'm saying this is because when I see these kind of content on the internet, like a lot of influencers or content creators saying like, I'm just enjoying my single life after 40, traveling the world, I don't have to pay for my child's bills or like a bigger house or anything, I don't have any obligations, like my life is amazing. A lot of people are just very bitter and salty in the comments saying like, oh, you'll die alone, like, you know, nobody's going to care for you in a couple years, like that's just a excuse for you not being accepted by people. She's probably, or he's probably like incompetent or something like that. So yeah, I don't get that sentiment. I don't see myself being unmarried and single over 40, but it is a possibility, right? Like, and as the article said, cohabitation, 동거, is also on the rise too. And I feel like cohabitation should be in my personal perspective, a prerequisite before marriage, to know the other person. And if it doesn't work out, like, then the marriage isn't going to happen. It's better than getting into marriage and getting divorced after like a year, right? So, anyways, yeah, let them be. Let them be. Why do people mind so much about how others choose to live? When I see those comments, I feel like sometimes they won't admit, but sometimes if I do some mental gymnastics, I think it's jealousy sometimes. They're like, oh, I have so many obligations. I have so many bills. I'm like tied and like I'm exhausted with like taking care of my kids. My wife doesn't love me anymore. I'm not getting any, love from her. And it's an unhappy marriage, and I'm seeing this random girl and that's the same age as me, like traveling the world and getting branded deals on the internet and enjoying her life. So sometimes, yeah. But I think this is as I said, country wise, it's not good, but individual happiness wise, I think it's good. And I think the boosting of happiness and the freedom to pursue a happy life in the individual level will eventually lead to a more happier society as a whole in Korea, because Korea is one of the most unhappiest societies in the world. And the result of the society becoming more happy and people being more lax and more chill and laid back will lead to more children and, all that kind of stuff. So maybe just letting them be is the way to go, right? Yeah. So that was some interesting news and statistics. In the other side, though, 2.5 million won parental leave benefits from January. That is a lot. I mean, a lot of people say that isn't going to cut the cost for raising a child. Of course it's not. Like, we say it takes a whole village to raise a child. And 2.5 million won isn't going to like definitely cover 100% of the cost, but it's better than nothing. And the fact that they're enhancing it, they're increasing it from the 1 million won, it's more than double. It's 2.5x. I think this is a good thing, especially when the country is losing its birth rate, right? So it's approximately $1,700 per month. And I think that's enough. That is sufficient enough to take care of like a single child, right? Like, my friend, as a matter of fact, he actually has 2 children and he gets these subsidiaries and these parental leave benefits right now. And he says it's like, it really helps them a lot. And we're not talking about subsidiaries here. We're talking about parental leave benefits. So these people are people from jobs and they like temporarily halt their careers to take care of their children, and they're getting to 2.5 million won, and I'm pretty sure they can get extra additional funds for just having a child too. So adding all that up, I think it's going to be pretty substantial, and it's going to help a lot for these families, and it's going to promote having kids more, because if people start on talking, well, the government's giving out like $2,000 per month, isn't that pretty good? We both want a child, but we didn't have the luxury to do it because like we both had to work, and either one side was like getting exploited and exhausted. So like if we have an extra $2,000 and that could cover up the diapers and like the what do you call that, the milk powder and like clothing and food and all that, then I think that would be good. So I think this trend is going to be, it's going to increase the number of the funds is going to increase over time. The statistics do show that the birth rate has rebounded a little bit. Let's keep it that way. Let's not make it a rebound, but an actual ascending, graph. So yeah, per month, that is a great incentive to start families. Yes, that is per month. $1,700 per month. Yes, better than nothing, right? Right. Oh, we will all be replaced by robots. I mean, if we have nanny robots, I don't think that's bad either. If Tesla can make like a humanoid robot that can take care of having kids in a very sophisticated manner, and the maintenance fee is only like, I guess, the electricity fee and the initial cost of the robot, then I think it might be worth it. It might be in the far future. Right. Okay, so the last random news of today. This was so funny. So two coworkers win the lottery within minutes of each other. So we have another lottery. We have different type of lotteries. The biggest lottery in Korea is called Lotto. That's the one they spin the balls and they pick the numbers. It's like the Powerball, right? So that one has the biggest cap. You usually get like how much is it? 20억, so that's like 200만, 2천만, 200억. That's like 2 million USD. That's like the cap for the number one prize. I explained last time that you can barely even afford a house with that money, deducting the tax. But this one is called Spito, and it's like an instant lottery. So it's the ones that you like actually scrape off with a coin, and you can actually see the results there. Like you can instantly see, oh, first place, third place, or something like that. So this one, it was a $2 lottery. And let's see, 1십, 100, 1000만, 10만, 100만, 1십, 100, 1000만, 10만, 100만, 1000만, up. What? It was 1 billion won. Okay. I think this is a wrong, was it? Or I'm confused. So two coworkers each won 1 billion won, which is, it's almost like 700K, $700,000 within minutes of each other, splitting a 2-ticket jackpot. So the thing is, for Spito, for this, although the cap is a little low, the jackpot you can see is 1 billion won, which is 700K. That's not a lot, right? You can't buy a house with that probably. But the thing with Spito is why it came consecutively is apparently because of the printing company, the printing factory, like prints out massive amounts of these lotteries. They have like a dedicated, they're going to print out the jackpot ticket somewhere, right? And for the Spito 2000, in the case of this lottery, the two tickets are apparently printed together. Like if you think of the factory process, they're printed together. I don't know why they do it like that. They could do like random printing, but maybe they just print a gazillion of like fails or like no money, like then 1 million of like fifth place, 1,000 of third place, like 100 of second place or whatever, and the jackpot they print like only 2 tickets at once, and then they just attach to each other, and it goes to like a certain vendor, and 2 people would buy it separately. But apparently in this case, the friend bought the ticket first, and he hit the jackpot, and then he knew about this urban legend that these two tickets are attached back to back. So he asked his friend, he told his friend who was next to him, buy the ticket immediately right after me, and he bought it, and he got the jackpot as well. So isn't that such a heartwarming, wholesome story? If it was me, if I had that knowledge and I got the jackpot, first of all, I'm being really real here. I would first of all hide the fact that I hit the jackpot. I would be putting on a poker face. I would get very nervous and say like, yeah, as usual, it's only like 5th place. What a bummer. And like slowly put it into my pocket. Let me try some more luck, and like, I have extra $2. Let me buy the other ticket. And that's what I would do, and get the both tickets and not tell my friend ever. And then like one day appear to him with a Lambo saying like, how do you get that? I just got rich out of crypto. That would be me. I think a lot of people would be like that, but like in this wholesome case, this friend knew that fact, that the 2 tickets come consecutively, and he actually let the person know and say like, they usually come in pairs. Buy it right now. And he split the 700K with like the chance of getting an additional 700K with his friend. Isn't that so wholesome, right? Yeah. David being non-expressive when he wins the lottery. Like, yeah, I would be like, if I see it's a jackpot, I would be like, 5th place. Just like throw it on the ground, and then like my friend turns his back. I'm like, pick it back up and like put it in my pocket and stuff like that. Yeah. The guy will receive good karma, I think, right? Like, yeah, I gifted to someone, so I'd probably do the same. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. For the rest of his life, good karma and blessings. Yeah, that's just so nice. And the Oscar goes to. Yeah, that was so funny. Anyways, that's the time I have for you guys today. I'm expecting someone to come, and just as we were talking, someone purchased something from Piroso. So let me just shout out to Martina for buying the Roud purple face cream. Woohoo! Let's go, let's go. And you use the Christmas code as well, 15% discount. Great deal. So you bought 2. Okay, so you're getting 4 of those creams. You're going to be using this forever. Great, great, great. Thank you so much for purchasing it. And I think I got another purchase. Wow, this one's a big one from Mary. Thank you so much. Wow, you got the random box. You got the purple face cream. 2 of them too. Wow, and the hologram diary. 3 jage page holders. Well, actually 4. Wow, wow. Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mary. And Living Sweetly Nuna, yay! Thank you so much for the $10 pizza. Invest 60% of the parental benefit for 8 years to get started on generational wealth journey. Okay, that is a lot to digest, but I will definitely do that. My guest is calling right now, so I will have to go. But good night and good day. Yes, Georgia. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Go check out Piroso. Do me a favor before you go. Please click on the links in the description box so that we can see there was some traffic generated throughout the stream. So there are like two links down below in the description box. Even if you don't buy anything, it would really help if you could just, do a simple click, right? Okay, so thanks so much. Go check out my Patreon if you want to support me personally. Go check out Piroso at piroso.net. Use the coupon code XMAS for a 15% discount and get that super secret Santa random box. And yeah, I will see you guys on the weekend in like 2 days. Ciao. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.